Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'll be breaking down the NBA slate for Thursday, March 30th. We've got 5 games on today's Thursday slate. You guys really liked my DraftKings video yesterday. I got a lot of good feedback. A lot of you guys were telling me to continue doing DK. So I'm gonna keep doing DK for a while now. And I also got some requests to do FanDuel as well, and I will be doing FanDuel in the future. And another thing I want your guys' opinion on, MLB starts in about a week, and I think the NBA regular season ends in about 2 weeks. So there's going to be a week with NBA and MLB going on at the same time. Let me know down in the comments what you guys would want me to do during that week where both sports are going on. I won't be able to make videos on both. So if you guys have a preference, please be sure to let me know down in the comments if you would rather me do NBA videos or MLB videos. I can do either one, so whatever you guys want, just let me know. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started with today's breakdown. Alright, your top point guard on today's slate is James Harden. He gets a pretty good matchup against Portland. They do struggle against point guards. Damian Lillard is not a good defender. James Harden is 12-4 on this slate, which is pretty expensive. And there isn't much value on the slate just from looking at it. So I think it's going to be pretty hard to fit Harden in. But if you can fit him in, he is definitely worth a play. You're going to need about 60 DraftKings points for him to hit value. And he can definitely do that in this matchup against Portland. This game should be very high scoring. And the Rockets have played the Trailblazers twice this year, and Harden's averaged 67 fantasy points, so he's done very well against them. I think it's going to be hard to fit him in at this moment. I am recording this the night before, and just by looking at the slate, there isn't much value, but obviously value could open up later on in the day. It's going to be hard to fit Harden in, but if you can, he is definitely the top stud on this slate. In that same game, you got Damian Lillard. I'm really intrigued by Lillard's price tag on DK at just 9.2. That is very cheap for him. In his last game, his salary was 10.3, and it dropped all the way down to 9.2. This isn't that great of a matchup going up against the Rockets and Patrick Beverley. Beverley is a very good defender. With that price tag, man, that price tag is really intriguing. Lillard only needs about 45 DraftKings points to hit value. And as you can see in his game log, he's been doing that lately. Lillard's been very consistent. He's been playing very well, so I'm really liking Lillard on DK. He's just way too cheap. If you don't want to pay up you don't want to pay up to the top for James Harden, I definitely like Lillard for $3,000 less. That price tag is very cheap for him. Under him, you also got Chris Paul going up against Phoenix. One thing to take note of, I am recording this the night before, and the Clippers are on a back-to-back. Doc Rivers has said that he's going to rest some of the Clippers guys down the road, so this could be a prime resting spot. Just want to go ahead and let you guys know, since the Clippers are on a back-to-back. But if Chris Paul does play, I like him in this matchup. He should be able to dominate against Tyler Julius. Julius is not a good defender. I'm not a big fan of CP3's price tag at 8.6. You're going to need about 40 to 45 DraftKings points for him to hit value. He's only done that twice in his last 4 games. But this is a really good matchup, and he has done well against Phoenix. The one time they played this year, he had 46 DK points. So if you want to pay up for him, I definitely like him. But if I was going to attack that price range, I would just try and be able to get up to Lillard. But I definitely like CP3. That's a really good matchup. KYRIE going up against Chicago. I'm really liking this matchup for KYRIE. He burned everybody in their last game against San Antonio. Everybody was on him on that game, including myself, and he only had 13 DraftKings points. This is a prime bounce back spot for KYRIE. You're going to need about 40 DK points for him to hit value, and it's very likely that he does that against the Bulls. They do struggle against point guards. RAJON RONDO is not that good of a defender, and KYRIE has played well against the Bulls. In the 2 games they played this year, he's averaged 49 DK points, so I definitely like KYRIE on the slate. Also for $100 less, I really like Ricky Rubio going up against the Lakers. This is a terrific matchup. The Lakers are one of the worst defensive teams, and they play at a very fast pace. These teams just played about a week ago, and Ricky Rubio had 54 DK points, so he's already torched them this year. In the 2 games they've played, he's averaged 45, so I definitely like Rubio as well if you're going to attack that price range. I definitely think he's in play. Under Rubio, you got CJ McCollum going up against Houston. I really like McCollum in this matchup. He's most likely going to be guarded by James Harden, and he should definitely be able to dominate in that matchup. Harden does not play much defense. I definitely like McCollum on the slate, just 7,600. That's pretty cheap for him. You're going to need about 35 to 40 DK points for him to return value, and I definitely think he can do that against the Rockets in this high-scoring, fast-paced game. In the 2 games they've played this year, CJ's averaged 41 DK points, so I definitely like him as well at just 7,600. That is really cheap for him. D'Angelo Russell going up against Minnesota. I'm not a big fan of Russell's price tag at 7,200. I think that's pretty expensive for him, but he has been playing very well lately, and he's actually been getting pretty heavy minutes. Russell has struggled against Minnesota in the past, though. In the 2 games they've played, he's only averaged 27 DK points. I don't think I'm going to be on Russell on this slate. If I'm going to attack that price range at point guard, I would probably try and get up to CJ, but I don't think I'm going to be on Russell. Tyler Ulis going up against the Clippers. I'm not going to be on Ulis on this slate, not at 7,200, and going up against Chris Paul. CP3 is a really good defender, and I think Ulis might struggle in this matchup, so I'm not going to be on him. Rajon Rondo going up against Cleveland. I definitely like Rondo if you're going to attack the mid-range. This is a national TV game. This game's going to be on TNT, and Rondo always gets up for these nationally televised games. He always plays well, and Rondo's been playing pretty well lately. He's put up over 40 DK points in 2 of his last 4 games. He's pretty cheap as well at just 6,600. With that price, you're going to need about 30 DK points for him to hit value. And I definitely think he can do that going up against Kyrie Irving. He has played the Cavs very well this year. In the 2 games they've played, he's averaged 42 DK points. So I definitely like Rondo as well. Also like Jordan Clarkson for $200 less. Clarkson has just been getting heavy minutes, and he's been producing. He's been getting over 30, close to 40 minutes just about every night. And he's pretty cheap as well at just 6,400. You're going to need about 30 DK points for him to return value, and he can definitely do that against Minnesota. So if you're going to attack the mid-range, I like Jordan Clarkson on this slate. I definitely think he is in play. Another guy I like is Ish Smith going up against Brooklyn. I'm not a big fan of Ish's price tag at 6,100. That is very expensive for him. In his last game, his price was $5K, and it rose all the way up to 6,100. But I still think he can return value on that price given the matchup against the Nets. They're one of the worst defensive teams, and the Pistons are going to be playing up in pace. I definitely think Ish can get you 30 DK points in this matchup, so I like him as well if you're going to attack the mid-range. I definitely think he is in play. And one value play I like at point guard is Kris Dunn going up against the Lakers. Dunn has really started to see his minutes increase. He's getting over 25, close to 30 minutes just about every night. And Dunn has been playing pretty well. He's put up over 25 DK points in 3 straight games. I definitely think he can keep that streak going today. And he's very cheap as well at just 3,900. You're only going to need about 20 to 25 fantasy points for him to get that 6x value that you want. And it's very likely that he does that against the Lakers. When these teams just played, Dunn had 35 minutes and he put up 33 DK points. So I definitely like him if you need some value on this slate. He's probably going to be a value play. I'd target on DK. I think he's just way too cheap at 3,900. He can easily get you 6x value in this matchup against the Lakers. So I like Dunn if you need some value. And yeah, that's pretty much it for point guard. Let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard. All right, your top shooting guard is James Harden. I've already talked about him, so we're just going to go ahead and go to Jimmy Butler. This isn't that great of a matchup going up against the Cavs and LeBron. I'm sure LeBron will guard Butler in this matchup. And I'm not a big fan of that price tag either at 10K. You're going to need about 50 to 60 DK points for Butler to pay off that price. But he can definitely do that in this matchup. He usually always gets up for this game, and he always plays well against LeBron. In the 3 games that he's played against Cleveland this year, he's averaged 50 DK points. So I like Butler, but I'm not a big fan of that price tag at 10K. I think that's a little expensive. But he definitely gets up for this game, and he always plays well against LeBron. So I do like him. Devin Booker is currently questionable. I definitely like Booker if he plays in this matchup. The Clippers really struggle to defend shooting guards, and Booker has just been killing it lately. He's been getting heavy minutes, and the Suns have really relied on him to score the ball now that Eric Bledsoe is shut down. So I definitely like Booker if he plays, but he is currently questionable, so be sure to take note of that. But if he plays, I really like him. Also like Lou Williams going up against Portland. This is going to be a very fast-paced, high-scoring game, and the Rockets are really going to need Lou Will scoring off the bench. I definitely think Lou Will's going to play over 30 minutes in this matchup. And at just 5,400, you need about 25 DK points for him to hit value. And it's very likely that he does that. He should get the minutes in this fast-paced, high-scoring game. They're going to need his scoring off the bench, like I said. So I definitely like Lou Will. If you need some guy at the mid-range at shooting guard, I like him. Another guy I like is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope going up against Brooklyn. I'm not really a big fan of Pope just because he's so inconsistent. But this is a terrific matchup against the Nets. He's played very well against the Nets this year. In the 2 games they've played, he's averaged 31 DK points. He's just 5,200. And if he gets 30 DK points, then he'll get 6x value. He can definitely do that against the Nets. They're one of the worst defensive teams, and they play at a very fast pace. So I definitely like KCP as well if you're going to need somebody at the mid-range at shooting guard. I think he is in play. And yeah, that's pretty much it for shooting guard. Let's go ahead and move on to small forward. All right, your top small forward on the slate is LeBron. He gets a really good matchup against Chicago. Jimmy Butler has not been playing very good defense this year. And I really like LeBron's price tag at just 10-1. His price has decreased. He needs about 50 to 60 DK points for him to hit value. And he can definitely do that in this matchup. He has played pretty well against the Bulls this year. In the 2 games they played, he's averaged 51 DK points. And at just 10-1, like I said, you're going to need about 50 to 60 DK points for him to hit value. and he can definitely do that against the Bulls. So I like LeBron. If you want to pay up for small forward, I think he is in play. TJ Warren going up against the Clippers. I'm not a big fan of this matchup. The Clippers are pretty solid against the small forward, and Ba Mute is a pretty good defender. But Warren has just been on an absolute tear lately. He's just been getting heavy minutes, and he's been playing very well. He's been getting close to 40 minutes just about every night, and he's put up over 40 DK points in 2 straight games. Definitely like Warren if you're going to attack the mid-range at small forward. Even in this bad matchup, he can still get you 30 to 40 DK points in return value on that price. Also like Andrew Wiggins going up against the Lakers. This is a really good matchup. The Lakers are one of the worst defensive teams, and they play at a very fast pace. And Wiggins did play very well in their last game against the Lakers. He put up 50 DK points. So I really like Wiggins as well if you're going to attack the mid-range. In the 2 games that the Wolves have played the Lakers, Wiggins has averaged 54 DK points. So he's crushed the Lakers this year. You can definitely target him as well if you're going to attack the mid-range. I think he is in play. I also like Tobias Harris going up against Brooklyn. This is just a really good matchup. Brooklyn really struggles to defend any position, and you know they play the fastest pace in the league. I like Harris's price tag at just 6K. You're going to need about 30 DK points for him to hit value, and it's very likely that he does that against Brooklyn. Harris has been getting pretty heavy minutes lately, getting over 30 minutes just about every night, and he has played very well against Brooklyn. The 2 games they played this year, he's averaged 37 DK points. So I definitely like Harris. If you're going to attack the mid-range at small forward, I think he is in play. And one more guy I like in the mid-range is Trevor ARIZA going up against Portland. This is a pretty good matchup. Like I said earlier, this game is going to be very high scoring, and it'll be a very fast-paced game. ARIZA has actually been playing really well lately. In his last 2 games, he's put up 50 and 35 DK points. I'm not a big fan of his price at $5,700, but with the way he's been playing, he can definitely get you 25 to 30 DK points in return value on that salary. He's played very well against Portland. In the 2 games they played, he's put up 30 DK points, or he's averaged 30 DK points in those 2 games. So I also like ARIZA if you're going to attack the mid-range as small forward. I definitely think he is worth a look. And yeah, that's pretty much it for small forward. Let's go ahead and move on to power forward. Alright, the top of the power forward list, you got KARL-ANTHONY Towns. He gets a terrific matchup against the Lakers. You all know the Lakers can't defend anybody, and they play at one of the fastest paces in the league. Cat just crushed this team about a week ago and put up 54 DK points. His price is really starting to get up there, though, at 10.9. That is very expensive. You're going to need at least 55 DK points for him to really be worth that play. And he can definitely do that against the Lakers, but, man, that price is kind of going to keep me away from Cat. I don't think I'm going to be playing him on DK. I think that price is just way too expensive. If I'm going to pay that price for a stud, I'd probably take LeBron for $800 less, or I would just try and get up to Harden. I don't think I'm going to be playing Cat at that price, but this is a really good matchup, and he could definitely dominate against the Lakers. That price is just keeping me away, though. Under him, you got Blake Griffin going up against Phoenix. I definitely like Blake in this matchup. Phoenix really struggles to defend power forwards. Blake has been struggling, though, lately. In his last 4 games, he's put up 26, 30, 30, and 32 DK points. He hadn't been returning value lately, but I definitely think he can bounce back today and get you 40 to 50 DK points in return value on that $8,100 price tag. He's played very well against the Suns this year. In the 2 games they've played, he's averaged 47 DK points. So Blake has had their number. So if you're going to pay it for power forward, I definitely like him. Also really like Kevin Love going up against Chicago. Love's minutes restriction has been lifted, so he's going to get the minutes that he normally would get. And this is a really good matchup against the Bulls. They really struggle against power forwards. I definitely like Love in this matchup if you're attacking the mid-range at power forward. His price is a little expensive at $7,300. You're going to need about 40 DK points for him to return value. But he can definitely do that against the Bulls. Like I said, they really struggle against power forwards. He hadn't played that well against them, though. In the 1 game he's played, he's only averaged 30. He's only put up 35 DK points in the 1 game, but that is just 1 game, so that's really a small sample size. I definitely think Love can bounce back today and get you 40 DK points in return value on that price. And his minutes restriction has been lifted, so he's going to get the minutes. So I definitely like Love if you're attacking the mid-range. I think he is in play. I also like Julius Randle at just $6,700. That is really cheap for him. His price did drop because he has been struggling a little bit, but I definitely think he can bounce back today. When these teams just played about a week ago, he put up 49 DK points. I definitely like Randle if you're attacking the mid-range at power forward. I think he can get you at least 35 DK points and get you that 6x value that you want from him. So I like Randle if you're attacking the mid-range. I really think he's a good play. I also like GORGUI going up against the Lakers. Jang's price is really starting to get up there, though, at $5,900. With that price, you're going to need about 25 to 30 DK points for him to return value. But he's been doing that lately. He's put up over 30 DK points in 3 straight games. So I definitely like Jang as well if you're going to attack the mid-range. This is a really good matchup, and Jang has been playing pretty well lately, so I like him if you're attacking the mid-range. For $100 less, I like NIKOLA MIROTIC going up against the Cavs. Kevin Love is not that good of a defender, and MIROTIC has been killing it lately. In his last 3 games, he's put up 46, 24, and 42 DK points. His price is really getting up there, though, at $5,800. You're going to need about 25 to 30 DK points for him to hit value, but I definitely think he can do that against the Cavs. So I really like MIROTIC if you're attacking the mid-range at power forward. And he has played pretty well against them. The 3 games that they've played the Cavs this year, he's averaged 28 DK points. So I definitely like MIROTIC as well if you're going to attack the mid-range. I think he is in play. And on the cheaper end, I like Rondae Hollis-Jefferson going up against Detroit. RHJ has been on an absolute tear lately. He's put up over 30 DK points in 4 straight games. And his price has not caught up to with the way he's been playing. He's still pretty cheap at just $5,500. With that price, you're going to need about 25 to 30 for him to hit value. And as you can see, he's been doing that lately. RHJ's just been killing it. The only thing I worry about are his minutes. He doesn't really play heavy minutes. But even if he plays 20 to 25 minutes, he can still get you 30 DK points in just 20 minutes. So I definitely like RHJ as well. If you need a power forward on the cheaper end, I like him. I think he is in play. And one more cheap power forward I like Al-Farouq Aminu going up against Houston. This is a really good matchup. The Rockets really struggle to defend power forwards, and Aminu has been playing pretty well as of late. In his last 2 games, he's put up 29 DK points in both of those games. He's really cheap as well at just $4,500. You're going to need about 20 to 25 DK points for him to get that 5 to 6x value that you want, and he can definitely do that against the Rockets. They really struggle against power forwards, so I definitely like Aminu if you need some value at power forward. I think he is in play. And yeah, that's pretty much it for power forward. Let's go ahead and move on to center. All right, your top center on the slate is KARL-ANTHONY Towns. I've already talked about him at power forward, so we're going to skip him. I already talked about Blake. So you got Andre Drummond going up against Brooklyn. I definitely like Drummond in this matchup going up against Brook Lopez. Lopez is not a very good rebounder. The only thing that might keep me away from Drummond is his price. 8K is very expensive for him. You're going to need about 40 DK points for him to hit value, and he can definitely do that in this matchup, but if you could look at his box score, he hasn't been getting in the 40s lately. So I'm probably not going to be on Drummond. That price tag is just really keeping me away from him. I think that's way too expensive for him. If you're paying that price for a center, I would much rather have Jusuf Nurkic at the same price going up against the Rockets. Nurkic has been absolutely killing it lately. In his last 4 games, he's put up 33, 33, 34, and 62 fantasy points. His price is also starting to get up there at 8K, but if I'm going to pay 8K for a center, I would much rather have Nurkic in this matchup. Clint Capella is not a very good defender, so Nurkic should be able to dominate in this matchup. So I definitely like him if you're going to pay out for center. I think he is in play. Also like Brook Lopez going up against Detroit. Andre Drummond is not that good of a defender. And Lopez has played really well against Detroit this year. The 2 games they played Detroit, he's averaged 49 DK points, so he's had Drummond's number this year. I definitely like Lopez if you're going to attack the mid-range at center. With that 7K price tag, you're going to need about 35 DK points for him to hit value, and he can definitely do that going up against Drummond. Like I said, Drummond's not a good defender, so I like Lopez at the mid-range. I also like DeAndre Jordan for $100 less. This is a really good matchup going up against the Suns. The Suns really struggle to defend centers, and DJ is pretty cheap, just $6,900. You're going to need about 35 DK points for him to return value on that price. And he's been doing that lately. In his last 4 games, put up 32, 43, 29, and 39 DK points. So I like DJ if you're attacking the mid-range at center. And he has played pretty well against the Suns this year. In the 3 games they played the Suns, he's averaged 39 DK points. So I like DeAndre Jordan if you're attacking the mid-range at center. I think he is in play. If you need some value at center, I like Ivica Zubac going up against Minnesota. This is a really good matchup against the Wolves. KARL-ANTHONY Towns is not a good defender. The only thing that might keep me away from Zubac is his minutes. His minutes are very inconsistent. In his last 4 games, he's played 36, 21, 26, and 18 minutes. If he gets about 25 minutes, he can definitely return value on just that 5K price tag. You're going to need about 25 to 30 DK points for him to return value on that price. And he can definitely do that in this matchup against Minnesota. Like I said, KARL-ANTHONY Towns is not a good defender, so I like Zubac. If you need some value at center, I think he is in play. And yeah, that's pretty much it for center. Go ahead and give you guys my starting 5 for tonight. Alright guys, so this is my starting 5 for tonight's NBA slate on Thursday, March 30th. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter at @DFS_GOAT or leave a comment on this video, and I'll be sure to answer your question. If you guys want to get my lineups, then follow me on Twitter and send me a message on Twitter if you want to get my lineups. If you don't have a Twitter, I would suggest you make one. That's how I give out lineups. So if you want to get my lineups, then you're going to need to make a Twitter. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you never want to miss out on a video, please be sure to click the bell icon next to my YouTube name, and you'll get notifications every time I upload. So if you never want to miss out on a video, please be sure to do that. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.
And I've been putting days in, and it got me in the days in, and the shit that I've been making is amazing. And things are moving fast, it's changing. Working all week, no breaks, it was crazy. Deadlines, they would never trade me. Come through the crib and be lazy. Come through the crib and